Welcome to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast.
This weekend, hockey returns to the Van Andel Arena as the Grand Rapids Griffins have a 2-game homestand versus division rivals Manitoba Moose. I'm your host, Connor Acker.
And I'm your co-host, Kyle Acker. This is the Griffins Pipeline Podcast, part of the Hockey Podcast Network, brought to you by Draftkings and GameTime.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. Hockey's officially back, happening all around us. Players are moving up and down already.
It's crazy.
The Griffins will get Ville Husso as he clears the waivers, and looks like we'll get a very stable veteran backup presence here.
And it looks like Justin Hull and Austin Watson move up to the big show.
So we'll dive right into this and we'll get into the division standings. So in the Central Division of the AHL, of the 7 teams that are in it, we have the Manitoba Moose at the top with 4 points. The Rockford Ice Hogs with 2 points. They won their opener versus us. Milwaukee Admirals with 2 points. Texas Stars with 2 points. Grand Rapids Griffins with 2 points. Chicago Wolves with 0 points. And Iowa Wild with 0 points.
So the Manitoba Moose are the hottest team in the division, and they're coming to town.
Be an interesting weekend here at Van Andel Arena, and hopefully we can clean up our defensive play and stand up to who they are bringing in, because it could get pretty interesting.
So let's get into our hot and cold. So in this segment, we pick someone who is fire hot, and then we pick someone who is ice cold. Then we also randomly generate a number until we get a number of a Griffins player, and then we rate that player and put them on a scale of hot to cold. So Kyle, who do you have for hot?
Well, obviously we got to go ahead and start this off right with Marco Kasper. Had a great opening to the season. Really was the star for the Griffins opening night at top center. And going into Rockford, he was the top center against Frankie Nazar there. And he was kind of the only player that was really putting up a fight in that second game. Everyone else kind of fell off by the end, but Kasper, he's got a goal, an assist, and a fight in his first 2 games. He's looking really good doing it.
Yeah, you can tell he's taking that leadership role, especially. There's one point he stepped out, I believe it was the second period of the second game, and he really came out with a lot of energy. Like he wanted to rally the team, but it just didn't seem like anyone else had the energy to really match him. But yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Kasper. I hope he can rally someone else to step up in that position, because he'll probably be going up to Detroit at some point, I'm guessing. We'll be lucky if we have him half a year down here.
Yeah, and hot is exactly where he should be. Anything less would kind of be shocking. So, who do you have for hot?
I gotta obviously go with Sebastian Cossa. He started the first game with a shutout, and in the second game he had some highlight reel saves. He had some amazing highlight reel saves. He had that diving save where he body checked the dude into the board, came out and made a diving save, hit it with the stick out of the way. Yeah, he's got a 2.01 goals against average and a 0.941 save percentage. And he just looks like he's really backing up the defense right now. The defense is really kind of seems like it's having a lot of issues, and Sebastian Cossa is standing tall. So I'm really excited to watch this defense get better around him and then see how good he can really be.
Yeah, and I think that is the plan for the team this year, is to kind of rely on Cossa. They said he plans on getting 50 games. At least that's what Dan Watson said the organization expects from him. So we're looking at a heavy load of Cossa, and the fact that he did start on that back-to-back is a really good sign, and getting him on the first road game in a back-to-back like that, definitely challenging. I think that could be part of why we saw the goals go in, but it'd be interesting to see by the end of the season if he's just a straight-up number one, doesn't need rest, can play every game no matter what.
Yeah, and he'll have Billy Huso down here with him, who just obviously cleared waivers. And then we'll have Malcolm Subban, who's a first-round pick. So we got a pretty nice goalie room down here, and Jack Campbell might return at some point.
And I think part of that is to make sure Cossa has some solid competition in that still, where he feels like he's still fighting for that top spot.
So let's get to Cold. So who do you have for Cold, Kyle?
I got Rafferty as Cold because at eye level, watching him on the ice and watching our defense struggle, I feel like a lot of the times he was the culprit. I feel like Cossa had to back him up a lot. A lot of shots came from Rafferty mistakes, and even some offensive turnovers came from Rafferty mistakes. So I would like him to clean that up. Now his stats say otherwise. He's got a goal and has a +1, and he's leading our team in shots. So it's kind of weird to see the stats like that after at eye level, just kind of seeing what looked like a mess on the ice. But really hoping he cleans that up, as we are looking to lean on him and some of these other veterans as the season moves forward.
So one thing that I didn't like also about Rafferty was when Danielson was getting beat up, he didn't really seem like he was too worried about running over and saving him. Him and Wallander were standing there, and I just rather see our first round picks protected.
Yeah, I mean, Shine had the other three Rockford Ice Hogs all over him. You think Rafferty and Blender would have been a little more eager to get over there?
I would be.
Who do you got for Cold?
Yeah. I had a hard time almost picking because there's a couple of people, so I'm just going to talk about all of them real quick. So first, the main one, Emil Vero. I felt like he was constantly turning it over. And giving the other team opportunities. I feel like he gets a little too aggressive sometimes and like really forces things. I think he needs to just take a little bit of a step back and calm down and watch the play develop and take it a little slower. Keep the intensity, but just slow it down a little. I think he definitely just needs to think about what he's doing before he does it.
Just a little patience.
Yep. Then I was going to say Wallander needs to shoot the puck a little more. And then Mazer, I'm not throwing Mazer on Cold. But honestly, I feel like he was getting knocked around quite a bit. He was on the ground a lot, and he didn't really produce much like what I wanted him to produce. It was very underwhelming. I'd like to see more from Mason. He's not cold. I'd say he's just room temperature.
Yeah, they got to get that rust off from the off season. Now that it's game time to get back on the ice, reintroduce the rest of the players what Griffins hockey is, because it kind of looked like we were getting reintroduced to what Rockford Ice Hogs hockey was a little bit. So our random number generator kicked up 81, which would be Jakub Ryklowski.
Yeah, so I think Ryklowski, from what I've seen in training camp at least, looks like he can score goals, and he's very fast. It's been a small sample size, so I can't say how much about him yet, but like the speed and the scoring I've seen from him in the preseason training camp.
Yeah, watching him on the ice in Rockford. He took the ice from Alexandre Doucette, and we get minus Doucette, add Ryklowski, and yeah, it really just kind of looked like he wanted the puck. He was fighting in the corners for it. He wanted that pass. It looked like he was kind of open a lot. Passes never made it to him, though. And, yeah, we didn't get to see him game one in Grand Rapids, which is kind of, I wouldn't say shocking, but maybe just a little surprising that he was a little bit hyped up, and he looked really good during the training camp, I thought. I was expecting him to kind of be playing with maybe some of those top 6 guys, maybe.
Yeah, same. I honestly expected him to be a little higher up there, for sure.
So I'd give Ryklowski a solid warm. Not hot or cold yet.
Fair. So that should lead us out of that segment, and that should bring us to Draftkings.
The quest for the Stanley Cup starts now. The puck's dropping on the 24-25 season. Get in on all the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple, like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. Remember, all lines and odds are subject to change. And if you are new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice.
Are you ready to watch your team take the ice this season? Have you missed the goals, hits, and fights of hockey happening right in front of you? Don't miss the moments that electrify your hometown arena or silence the competitors on the road. Because with GameTime, you can be part of the action as it happens. GameTime offers tickets to not only sporting events, but many of your favorite events as well. With the GameTime Picks feature, you can filter out what you are interested in and display the events that matter most to you at the best available price. Explore the tiers of deals, as I did when looking for Detroit Red Wings tickets, and find anything from the cheapest price to the best available seats with their super and amazing deals. GameTime's lowest price guarantee and their GameTime ticket coverage make them a reliable choice, backed with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime Picks. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code THPN for $20 off. Download GameTime today. What time is it? Game time.
So now we are in this segment, Red Wings earning their wings. We take a look at some of the Griffins that are on like the Red Wings or the Griffins that are on the verge to make it onto the Red Wings. So in today's episode, we're going to talk a little about Albert Johansson, Simon Evanson, and Jonathan Berggren.
The Griffins who were down with us last year that have fully moved on. It's good to see them all wearing the winged wheel. Johansson got his first game against the Predators, and I thought he looked pretty good. But not really anything noticeable yet. Just thought he looked solid out there, and he didn't look lost by any means. I guess that's what I was hoping for, is he just looked like he was part of the team. Didn't look like he was chasing the puck or chasing players. Just looked in position, played a solid game, did his job.
I honestly I would say did almost a little better than that. I actually say he looked pretty good out there. I'd say he was out there into some offensive moments, made the play navigate correctly. I thought he looked pretty solid defensively. Yeah, I was impressed with his performance. I mean, he had a really struggled in the preseason. I would say he looked really lost in the preseason, actually, like you were saying. But yeah, it was a really rough preseason for him. He struggled. He had more turnovers. Looked like he was trying to play too fast. But yeah, I think he looked great in that first game, and I hope the Red Wings give him more opportunities because I think he could be a better guy than like Hull or Petrie on some nights.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just got those fresh legs too. He's quick. So Simon Edvinsson, he got his first point of the season already. I thought he kind of looked rough in that first game, just getting back into that NHL hockey into the season, and definitely looked like he had to get up to speed for a bit. I saw him kind of 77 was all over the ice, up and down, and just yeah, looked like he was chasing players, and they were kind of getting open in front of the net on him. So looked like he's cleaned that up since though. What do you think?
I think the first night was kind of an adjustment period for him. You know, he came in and I think he was responsible for about 2 goals there. I mean, he was on the ice for him, and he was kind of playing aggressively and out of position a little bit. But I think after that, he's definitely adjusted, and there are flashes in the last game where there's just flashes of amazingness, just like we
Yeah,
kind of seen near the end of the year last year in the AHL.
exactly.
I
Yeah,
mean, he's really gonna be a great once he can get it handled. You know, like it took him like a whole season almost in GR, but I think by the end of the year he's gonna be ab- absolutely top two defense on this team. You know, it's him and Cider.
yeah.
I'm not.
You
I
can see
mean,
the future
maybe
coming.
maybe pair sometime. That'd be cool.
Yeah, because
I like,
Edvinson looks great out there. As like you said in this last game, you can start to see what the potential can be. He's gonna start. I hope he's gonna start moving that puck around and kind of taking those offensive chances that he did when he was in Grand Rapids, but safely, of course.
yes. So Jonathan Berggren.
Yeah, obviously, I think we're the Griffins Pipeline podcast. We're pretty high on Berggren, but just dude's been thrown all over the ice out there so far. I mean, in his limited time on the ice, he's getting bodied pretty good, and I think there have been some offensive plays that he's created. I think some pucks that he's passed have bounced right off players' sticks, and I just think he's kind of in his head right now, and things aren't really going his way. I think there's a lot of pressure on him from the fans and the coach, and he's not getting a lot of ice time to make any mistakes. So I haven't seen the defensive errors that we've seen in the past, so I think he's on the right track. I think those opportunities will come with a little more ice time, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
I haven't seen the offense we've seen from him either. You know, I in the playoffs last year for Grand Rapids, he was absolute AHL stud. I know that can be translated over. I think he can do it. I think, like you said, I think he might be in his head a little bit. But us here at the Griffins Pipeline are definitely rooting for him to score as many goals as possible.
Yeah, because at this point, if he doesn't, it's looking like a trade out of Detroit, or just ending up back on waivers and nobody claims them, which I'd imagine he does have that offensive scoring threat. Another team would want to take a chance on that, but
Yeah,
we're just
and
not seeing it yet.
see, I feel like at first when he got to Grand Rapids, he was more of like you'd think of him more as like an assist kind of guy. Like, oh, he'll set you up and he's going to be amazing. But then, like, last year happened in Grand Rapids, and he came out and he really started scoring goals. Like, he was our top goal scorer. He released that offensive goal scoring. Hopefully, he can retain that up in the NHL. It's just really hard to adjust. It's really early. No reason to press a panic button at all on any of these players. There's a whole season.
So yeah, I think we'll wait and see what happens with the players, and we'll see who gets their wings next.
Yeah. Definitely rooting for Marco Kasper.
So yeah, we can go ahead and get into the penalty box.
So the penalty box in this segment, we take our chance to step out of hockey to end on a fun note. And we pick the biggest idiot of the week and throw them into the penalty box for a 2-minute minor, 4-minute double minor, 5-minute major, or game misconduct. So, Kyle, who are you throwing in the penalty box?
I gotta throw Carolina Hurricanes owner Tom Dundon in the penalty box for the mismanagement of Chicago Wolves and losing the Charlotte Checkers and just kind of not fully understanding the AHL and how it should work. And dude's really got Don Levin all ticked off. He kind of publicly and vocally just went at Carolina and their management about how they have just not given any players to Chicago that have been worth anything. The team that they get sucks, and there's an argument over whether the AHL team should be for strictly development reasons or if it should be coming down here and this AHL team should win every year, or at least be competing every year. Yeah, Carolina Tom Dundon's just mismanaged the whole situation. Got the NHL, the AHL, and the Chicago Wolves. Obviously, they went as an independent team last year. They got them all together, and they're literally stuck with Carolina Hurricanes. They don't have another option. So it's a real mess, and they're stuck working with each other until this 3-year agreement is over. And I hope the best for all the players, and I think that needs to be taken into consideration foremost is all the players you're working with, and you need to make this work for the long term.
So here's my theory almost. For Carolina, I mean, Chicago, you're pretty much, you can't really do anything. You're an AHL team, you have no power. But the Hurricanes, what they could do, they could take a team from like the ECHL, like the Norfolk Admirals, a team that was previously in the AHL before, or like the Peru Rivermen, something like that. Bring back an old AHL franchise. But that's just floating an idea out there. I don't think that's going to happen or anything, or I don't think either of those teams are going to be chosen for any reason. That's just an idea. And then, yeah, so this isn't the first time this has happened with Carolina either. Like, they had a very solid team in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Charlotte Checkers, right there. Perfect affiliation, you'd think. Charlotte Checkers are winning a championship. Everything seems to be going good in Carolina, and no. Same stuff going on in Chicago. Charlotte goes off out of North Carolina, breaks up the state relationship. It's just sad. I mean, if you think about it, if you really think about it, if that happened to the Griffins and the Red Wings, wouldn't that just break your heart?
It would, man, because you're looking at the Charlotte Checkers are the Florida Panthers affiliate now, and they're working strong together, and it's very hard to break that up now. So to get something like that back for Carolina is like, it's just not happening anymore, and it's rough. Like you said, like I think the Griffins and the Red Wings have probably one of the strongest affiliates in the league. Like we are bonded pretty tight, and the Red Wings utilize the Griffins for the cap space and the player development, and like we have multiple first round picks down here in Grand Rapids getting better as they get older and they become ready faster. Like once they go up to the Red Wings, I feel like they'll be able to contribute for longer in their career.
I agree, 100%.
So yeah, I'm gonna put Tom Dundon in the box for 5 minutes. For just, and there's a lot going on over there in Carolina with mismanaged teams. Don't get you on the Panthers, I know that.
Oh man, don't even get me started with David Tepper.
So Carolina sports right now, yeah, looking a little rough with management.
Yep, very sad, very sad. All right, so I'm going to throw into the penalty box Zach Darden, a man who was arrested for guns, drugs, and 800 parrots found on his property. So he was originally investigated for drugs, and that they showed up at his property, and apparently his property consists of like all these different buildings and all sorts of little like sheds and all sorts of little containers and cages and all this stuff. So I guess it was one of the most difficult places the police ever had to search in Manchester or whatever. Manchester police, they're like, this is the worst. And there's like an aerial image of it, and it is just like, there's a lot. There's like a bunch of cars, a bunch of buildings. It almost looks like a amusement park, kind of. A farm / amusement park / junkyard /
800 parrots.
I don't know. 800 parrots. Yeah,
that is insane.
800 of them. I guess he had a pet. So he had a pet store or something.
That's crazy.
Not
I wonder
sure.
it was so hard to investigate. It's probably covered in bird crap.
Yeah, so I'm going to say 2-minute minor because, man, if you can't supply for those parrots, that's not good. If you're high on drugs and you can't handle your parrots, I'm going to call it Parrot Child Protective Services. All right. Yep, 2 minutes in the box. And that should pretty much about wrap us up, shouldn't it, Kyle?
Yeah, we got Manitoba coming to town this weekend. Make sure you make it down to the van. Be ready because Manitoba, they're gonna be playing hard. They got multiple high class players coming in, and they didn't do so well last year, and they're looking to rise in the standings this year. So they're looking to make the playoffs. So we got to be ready.
Absolutely.
What's going on as far as promotions this weekend, Connor?
So on Friday night, we have $2 beers, $2 dogs, which will be Friday, October 18th. And I believe there's a player autograph behind the home bench after the game. And then Saturday, October 19th, will be the calendar giveaway.
All right. Sweet. I'll hope to see you down at the van. If you don't got tickets, go get them.
We also have a giveaway we didn't mention. We have a signed Carter Mazer puck and duoed with a signed Carter Mazer poster. So to enter in the giveaway, what you do is you go to our Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, and you like, follow, and share the post on our page. It should be in the highlighted section. And then you pretty much just comment your favorite player in the comment section, and we'll give you a little heart. Let you know we've seen it. We'll do the drawing on November 1st. 5 additional entries into that. You can call our call-in number at 616-319-1175 and let us know how you feel. Let your burning in your desires be heard, and talk about the Red Wings, Griffins, Walleye, or whatever. We'll give you 5 additional entries. Come up with a fun fake name. It's all anonymous. Yeah. Good luck. Go Griffins. Go Red Wings. Go Walleye.
Thank you for listening to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, give us a 5-star review. We are part of the Hockey Podcast Network. We are not partnered with the Grand Rapids Griffins, Detroit Red Wings, or Toledo Walleye. We are not experts. We are just die-hard fans looking to make a community with others alike. Let's go Griffins Nation. Join the fun, like, and follow us on Facebook and X, or call into the show and have your opinion heard. 1-616-319-1175. Thank you. Grand Rapids Griffins, Toledo Walleye, and Detroit Red Wings. Players, coaches, websites, and social media. Thank you AHL.com, NHL.com, ETL.com, EliteProspects.com, and anyone else putting out information on the teams. Until next time, go Griffins. Go Red Wings, go Walleye.